wasn't so good. I was so confused about what was going on.
Why can't the Headless Horseman communicate? Give the man a pen and paper. I mean, for God's sake.
I kind of love it. Hello everyone and welcome to the Sleepy Hollow vlog. I recently watched Sleepy Hollow again for like the nth time, and it just really made me want to read a bunch of Sleepy Hollow books. And I noticed that there are tons of Sleepy Hollow romances out there. So I scoured Kindle Unlimited and I found 15 Sleepy Hollow romances. Now am I gonna read all 15 in this vlog? No. There's no way I can do that. But let's see how many I can read and let's see which ones are the best, honestly. There are two very hyped, popular Sleepy Hollow books coming out, which also inspired this vlog. One from Nascosta, one from Karina Halle. And honestly, my prediction is that the Karina Halle one will be the best and will be my book that is 5 stars. I'm so hyped for that book, and I'm also a Karina Halle stan, so I will be really surprised if I don't give that book 5 stars. But anyways, let me see what I want to read first, and I'll probably start in a few days. I'm going to the lake this weekend, so that'll be a perfect time to read. Yeah, I'll follow up with you guys when I start reading one of these Sleepy Hollow books. The first Sleepy Hollow book that I read was The Horseman and something. I forgot the title of it, by Rebecca F. Kinney. I actually read this last night in one sitting. And I was reading it with some ladies on the Discord in the hideaway. And it wasn't so good. I think a lot of us were thinking this is going to be a lot more spicier than it actually was. Actually, to me, it wasn't spicy at all. Katrina has 2 men that wants to marry her. Brom, of course, who is like the Brawn. Brom the Brawn. Don't hurt yourself. And then Ichabod, who is poor Brom bullies like crazy. But they're both her friends, and an altercation happens, and they meet the Headless Horseman, and the Headless Horseman decides to help Katrina and take her home with him. The book was just kind of meh. I think there was a lot of wasted opportunities, the chaos of being a mom and trying to also make a video.
Oh, behind you.
Ah! What are you doing? No! What are you doing? No! Grandma's gonna be so mad. Get off. She's gonna watch this and she's gonna watch this. She's gonna watch it and go, oh my god, you're never borrowing the truck again. Anyways, I'm gonna enjoy my day here at the lake. Maybe read another one. The next one I'm gonna read is very short. It's like 17 pages and it's by Aveda, so it's guaranteed to be spicy. Just don't hurt yourself, okay? Okay, I gotta go mom now. Okay, bye. Okay, I'm 37% into Headless. This is only 17 pages, so it's going by very quickly. However, we haven't gotten into anything smutty yet, but man, she is really... No! The kitty's trying to get into my coffee. But man, she is really like trying to amp up the ambiance, like the fall spooky ambiance with this. I'm kind of digging the setting a little bit. I don't know like if they're in modern times or if they're in olden times. I honestly don't care, but I just like how she's setting the mood in this. This feels almost dreamlike the way it's written because time kind of ebbs and flows in and out. You're like the passage of time is quick and you're not really sure what's going on. Like Abe and Katrin are in bed, fingertips running down shadows. And then she swears she feels a moan radiating in the darkness. The freaking mood with this, let me tell you. Okay, short and sweet. I finished Headless. It actually wasn't, I mean, it was spicy, but not, I guess, as vulgar or anything as I thought it would be. She really takes her time to like tell you what things feel like or how they're feeling rather than telling you what's going on. The timing of things and the logistics of things almost feel disjointed because it's like, you know how I say dreamlike, like when you come in and out of certain scenes or certain parts. That's kind of what it feels like. So I finished it. I don't know what to rate it. I think I'm gonna give it like a 3, only because it was just way too short to understand what fully was going on. Abe, Katrin, and Brom, they're kind of in a throuple situation, and Brom goes missing. And every Halloween, Abe and Katrin are visited by the Headless Horseman, and they get it on. And that's what it is. Like every year they wait for him and then they have this steamy moment in bed together and they all know it's Brom. Abe is looking for a way to get him, like, I don't know, to break the curse on him. It's interesting. It's interesting for sure. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a 3. Good morning. It's another day and another Sleepy Hollow book. This one was, what was it called? Hollow Court by C.K. Beggan. This one was the most probably unique considering it has something to do with Fae. Honestly, I was reading this and I got to about 23%. And I decided to DNF it. I was so confused. You have 2 Katrinas, one named Katrina and one named Caddy. Katrina is the rich one, and Caddy is like her friend. Katrina is being courted by Ichabod and some other dude, and she doesn't want to marry Ichabod, so Ichabod runs away, basically. And Caddy loves Ichabod, so she runs after him. And as she runs after him, she sees the Headless Horseman like coming after him, like going to kill him. He's like crawling backwards and, you know, terrified out of his mind. She makes a sound. Headless Horseman starts coming after her. She runs into the woods and she's in some kind of Fey palace. And in this palace you have Bram, who is like a lower Fey courtier type person, and he's putting on these parties, right? Every Samhain or whatever it's called.
Samhain.
He's putting on these parties for the high Fey, and he's starting to deteriorate. So something is going on with him. I was so confused about what was going on. He like has an affair with a high Fae lady and she's like way crazy demanding and he just can't keep up anymore. He's like, ouch, my back. And he's like, I can't keep up with you anymore. Goodbye. And then where I DNF'd it actually was like, he just found Caddy and he's like, oh my God, there's a human on my land and apparently all these high Fae are gonna go feral over her. It was just too much. It was too much. I wasn't understanding why are these people having a party? There was too many questions that every single page that I turned, I was less and less interested in. So we're not going to torture ourselves. We're going to move on to the next Sleepy Hollow book. Let's make it a fun, short one because I need to reward myself with a good one. We need to have a win already. Riding the Headless Horseman by Molly Likovitch. I've seen this cover for like, I don't know if it came out last year or the year before, but I've always wanted to read it. So I'm just gonna. This is only 50 pages, so I'm pretty sure I could read it on my entire lunch hour. So that's what we're moving on to next. Okay, It is much later. It's 8 o'clock now. I didn't quite get to reading at lunchtime. I had some things to do, but that's okay. However, I am 42% of the way through this book. I kind of love it. I kind of love it. Arletta, the heroine, she is like the perfect blend of my kind of snarky, sarcastic heroine. She's just like, oh, there's no such thing as the Headless Horseman. There's no such thing as death incarnate, blah, 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 blah. And then she's walking alone through the woods and she's like, oh, you stupid idiot. Why are you doing this? And then she like sees the Headless Horseman and she's like, oh, shit. Then she's like running and she hears the horse hooves clopping. And she's like, God damn it. And there's already some like interesting banter back and forth. This cat wants my hair tie so bad. So interesting banter back and forth. He keeps calling her little mortal. And she's like, don't call me that. My name is Arletta. And he's all, my Arletta. And she's like, no. I am living for this right now. This is my hair tie. This is my hair tie. Okay, you can't have it. What is with cats and hair ties? I don't get it. Anyways, I'm loving this right now. And I can't wait to read more of it. Like, I'm gonna finish this tonight. I will update you in the morning. Maybe this is the win finally. Is this the win? Like, I hope the second half is as good as the first. Good morning. It's a lovely morning. I'm actually pretty cold. It's only like 58 outside. Hang on, I need some coffee. As predicted, I finished writing The Headless Horseman last night. 5 stars. 5 stars. It was sweet. It wasn't too complicated. It was snarky. It was sarcastic. It was a little funny, but also a little sweet. And, you know, you get your nice little HEA in the end. And I loved it. I don't think there's a single thing that I would change about it. Like, it was a winner. It was a winner. 5 stars. Woohoo! We got one. I have no idea what I'm going to read next. I actually go with one that's more YA. I'm just kind of feeling like it. So, on to the next. I'm back. Well, for you, I never left, but I'm back with another Sleepy Hollow book. I just actually finished. Sorry, the clips have been less for this one as far as reading it as I go, but I did finish The Cursed Hollow. I think that's the name of the first book because the book that I read was called Return to Sleepy Hollow, and that is like a 2-book duet all in one. And so I read the first one and I kind of really liked it. I'm thinking it's going to be more of like 3 to 4 rating for me because, well, in this one you have Kat, who is returning to Sleepy Hollow because her father died, and so she's coming back. She hasn't seen him in a really long time, and when she gets to the house, there's this guy there rifling through her father's office. She's getting the frying pan out, and she's like, get out of here, and hits him with the frying pan. That guy is Irving Crane, who is a descendant of Ichabod Crane. And then there is also an Brom, like an Abraham Brunt character. They were friends in the past, him and Katrina. And so he's the sheriff now of Sleepy Hollow. Everyone in town knows Sleepy Hollow is creepy. They still tell you not to go over the bridge after midnight, that kind of thing. Kat doesn't believe in any of this. Her dad was working on something and kind of labeled the crazy guy of town. So one night she is walking home and she's like, you know what? I'm going to cross that bridge. And what do you know? It's almost like a portal fantasy type thing where she not only crosses the bridge, but she crosses into the other world and she sees the Headless Horseman. So she's really thrown by this and she runs to Crane. She doesn't want to admit that he was right, but
he was. And now the Headless Horseman is after her, and other spirits are possessing people in town, and they're trying to figure out why. It was really, really interesting. It is a Why Choose novel, so she wants to date both Brom and Crane, but also there's something with the Headless Horseman. Only he can't communicate, obviously. What is with all these books? Like, why can't the Headless Horseman communicate? Give the man a pen and paper. I mean, for God's sake. Teach the man some sign language. He clearly has a mental capacity, even though he doesn't have a head. But anyways, this one was really, really interesting. It was fun to read. I really enjoyed it. I will say the heroine can be annoying. And I think you're going to either love the heroine or hate her, because she's very flippant. She's very blunt. She answers her own questions all the time. And she literally says, why do I have to choose? Why do I have to choose between these two? It's a modern day, blah, 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 blah. We get it. We get it. You're not going to choose between them. It's a Why Choose novel. We get it. I really was intrigued by the plot of this. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Am I going to go on to read the second one? This is a duet. I think I will. But I think for now, I want to move on to a different book, just because I do have a lot of books that I want to read. And I'm getting to the point where I need to wrap this vlog up. And I have 2 more books that I for sure want to read for it. And that is, both of them are called Hollow. So the next one I pick up is going to be C.M. Nascosta's Hollow. And I think I'll end with Karina Halle's, because that's the one I'm most hyped about. So when I get home today, we're going to start Hollow by C.M. Nascosta and see how it goes. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited.
Oh man, I started Hollow by C.M. Nascosta. Oh man. Right out the gate. This is a spicy one. Miss Nascosta. The descriptions of sounds in this. I think I really like being on that line of whether it's ick or hot. Like, I can't decide which one. Both? A little bit of both? Right away, we're in a locker room and Ichabod is like hearing these noises on the other side, and he knows exactly what it is. He just hears 2 men getting it on with each other. But then when he turns the corner, needless to say, he has encountered the Headless Horseman. Not just 1, but 2. This chapter is definitely meant to titillate. It's definitely sensational. Like, and so much fluids. Again, with the fluids, so much. I mean, we are talking about the author that wrote Morning Glory Milking Firm, so is it surprising there's a lot of fluids? Not really. I'm kind of liking the perspective of this. It's in Ichabod's perspective, and the way it's written is so smug and smarmy, and that is so perfect for this like uptight schoolmaster like Ichabod, and I just like that's like genius. Okay, short and sweet. Well, short and not so sweet. That was interesting. First half of this, pretty good. Definitely dirty. Like this, that was absolutely filthy. The entire thing was filthy. Okay. Gonna give that first one 3 stars. Okay. There was no plot. There was just no plot, and that's fine. It's fine. It's a locker room romp between 3 men. And Ichabod being used as a rag doll. It's fine. So I'm on the second story, and this one is mostly about Katrina so far, but it looks like this Katrina can see ghosts in Sleepy Hollow. She came to Sleepy Hollow as a schoolmistress to teach young girls, and as she sees these ghosts all over town that nobody else can see, Some of them are like stuck in a loop and don't really have any awareness around them, but some of the ghosts do have awareness of people in her. And now she's at this one person's house, and the wife had died a couple years prior, and she still roams the house, reaching out to the children, trying to hug them. That is so sad. That's so sad. It was a little heartbreaking. I don't quite know what to make of the story yet, but I'm really intrigued by this one. I think the first one is definitely meant to be like super spicy, sensationalized type of story, and this one maybe will be a little bit deeper, a little bit more plot driven. We'll see. I'm only at 38% total in this book. It's only 135 pages, so I don't know. See where it goes from here. Well, all right. I actually spent all night reading that second story, and I just finished it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I'm gonna give it a 3. I think the downfall of this is that the first story is honestly a breakneck speed. Like, it gets to things extremely quickly. This one definitely was, even though it was only 100 pages or so, it felt so extremely slow compared to the first one. So it definitely has a mood to it. I didn't hate it at all. I was reading the whole thing, very intrigued by it. I think with CM Nascosta, I haven't quite found a book that I absolutely love by them, but like, they're all solid books. Like, the spice is good, but this one was a little bit less than the first. Well, this one was a lot less than the first one, but the characters are I like. I think it's the plotting that's getting me. Like, it's either really fast or really slow. Kind of disappointed a little bit. I wanted to love that. I still love the cover. I mean, the cover is gorgeous, and I'm happy that I bought the book. Both of these stories do say that more is coming to her Patreon, so if you are a member of her Patreon and you want more from Karina and Brom and the Headless Horseman and Ichabod and the other 2 in the locker room, she's gonna have more. Throughout this whole thing, I think I figured out what I want from this retelling is that I want the creepy mood. Like, I want the dark and eerie mood from it. I also want a plot that is a little snappier. Maybe a little bit of a mystery thrown in there. I do like unique situations, not just, an exact retelling of Sleepy Hollow. And spice, I can either go either way with it, as long as it's high steam. There's some angst in it. I don't know. I think Karina Halle's book has the potential to give me what I want. What we shall see. Okay, I had to turn on some Sleepy Hollow ambiance for this book. It's totally setting the mood. I'm 2 chapters in. I read the prologue and then the first chapter. The book is basically starting out how, like, other books that I've read from her, like A Ship of Bones and Teeth and Blood Orange, she really takes her time to kind of set the scene and set the mood. In the prologue, you meet Karina as a 6-year-old girl with her father. Her mother is going out into the woods during the full moon to go teach at a school, and her father approaches her and wants to talk to her and tells her that she is a witch. Both him and her mom are witches, and that she needs to hide her powers because she could die if people discover them. So her father seems very sweet and kind and loving, and I really enjoyed that little interlude between them. But you kind of get this ominous feeling like he's not going to be around very much longer. And then you jump forward in time about 9 years, and now she's 15, and Brahm is throwing rocks at her window, and he says he needs to talk to her. They go out to the barn, and he says he's done a bad thing, and then they end up having sex in the barn. He's 18 and she's 15, so but they're betrothed, so she's like, this is destiny anyways, so I love him, I want him, let's do it. And then cut to the next day, Brahm disappears. He up and leaves Sleepy Hollow. Like, where is the story gonna go? I know there's some kind of school. I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. Now we're in the we're at Sleepy Hollow Institute, which now it's going to be more of a dark academia kind of vibe, and I'm here for it. And we've met Ichabod. And he's kind of a jerk, and I love it. He's always a jerk. Like, he's supposed to be sweet, but he's also kind of smug in a way. He literally likens himself being a teacher to being a god in the classroom. And I'm just like, ooh, this is going to be interesting. I can't wait for the dynamic of the relationships to kind of make itself known, because, like, we know from the synopsis that Brahm's going to come back at some point. And we know that at some point they all going to get together. They aren't going to get together in this book, but they're going to get together. And I'm just like, all these different personalities, and then with Karina, like, slowly learning her powers and all that kind of stuff in this dark academia setting, I'm just like, I'm super curious. Like, that's what the beginning of this book is making me feel. It's curiosity, and I'm into it. I'm into it.
Good morning. I am about 55% of the way through Hollow, and I'm enjoying it. It is extremely slow. So if you do not like slow, eerie, creepy, any of that stuff, slowly building mystery, slowly moving relationship, you may not enjoy this. Stop, baby. Stop. Why didn't he always kiss me? But I personally am enjoying it. I do think it could be a little bit snappier. Like, I do think that. But I'm enjoying the unfolding relationship with Ichabod. Brahm is back finally, and things are starting to be creepy. And yeah, I think we're finally getting into a lot of the mystery portion of this book. So, I will come back later with my final thoughts when I'm done with the book.
I finished Hollow. I really loved it. Honestly, I loved it. However, I do feel like the first half was very slow. A little bit too slow. I feel like every scene was still important, and it really brings out the ambiance of the whole story. Like, perfect Sleepy Hollow vibes. Like, Karina Halle masterfully put that together. Like, you can feel all the eerie tension, all the drama. Like, you can just see the mood in your brain. Like, I just could anyways. But then, you know, the way she likes to do things is a lot of the more action, which I wouldn't call this action at all, but just like the higher drama of things is definitely in the last 20%. So, and I honestly like that. I don't care if it's a little disjointed, it doesn't bother me. At least it doesn't with Karina's books. Sorry, I'm a bit of a stan. I just love them. I am gonna give this a 4-star though. I don't think it was right there almost. I think Legend could put this in a 5-star category once I like the mystery is kind of at the end you get some answers, and I really want to move forward with that. So I'm really excited to read Legend. It comes out October 30th. And yeah, I really loved it. This was such a fun vlog. It went on forever because I'm a slow reader, but I'm really glad that I read all these books because a lot of them I had a really fun time with. So let me see. So we started with The Horseman, A Sleepy Hollow by Rebecca F. Kenny. I ended up giving that 3 stars. Headless by Aveda Weiss, short and sweet and dirty. Another 3 stars. Lord of the Hollow Court by C.K. Beggan was a DNF. Although that one was probably the most unique, being a fae story and more fantasy-like rather than paranormal. And then I read Riding the Headless Horseman by Molly Likovitch, 5 stars. I think it was the right amount of plot, right amount of smut, right amount of quirk and cuteness, and yeah, loved it. Had a great time reading it. The Cursed Hollow by Candace Wondrak. This is a duology. I only read the first one. Highly intriguing. Loved the mystery in this. Hollow by C.M. Nascosta, which is actually 2 books. And overall I'm giving the whole story like a high 3 star. If I did half or quarters or whatever, it would be up there. Ultimately I'm gonna settle on a 3 because I don't do that. I don't do half stars, okay? And then I finished up with Hollow by Karina Halle, which again, 4 stars. I loved it. If you want to see more themed vlogs like this, let me know. Let me know if you want me to have like a certain type of book that I read, because I love like finding gems. Like I would love to do like a cowboy romance vlog, themed vlog. I would love to do like a serial killer themed vlog. I think that would be cool. Put some stuff out there and I will make it happen, okay? Because this was really fun. As always, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.